In the heart of a grand, whispering forest where the leaves glowed like lanterns at dusk, there lived a tiny creature named Willow Wisp. Willow Wisp was no ordinary forest sprite. She was the keeper of moonbeams. Each evening, as the sun slid behind the hills, she would gather the silver threads of moonlight and weave them into gentle ribbons that danced across leaves, flowers, and spider silken webs. Willow-Wisp's hair shimmered like dew at dawn, and her wings were pale green with faint gold specks, as though newly sprinkled with starlight. She lived inside the trunk of an ancient oak tree, in a cozy hollow lined with soft moss and spun spider silk blinds that fluttered with the breeze. At twilight, she would push open her tiny door and step into the forest glade, her lantern of glow motes bobbing beside her. One evening, she noticed the moon seemed smaller than usual. Its silver crescent hovered low above the trees, and fewer moonbeams slid out to dance on the petals and moss. Willow-Wisp paused, her lantern's glow softening. "Something's wrong," she murmured. "Where have the moonbeams gone?" She fluttered quietly to the meadow, where the tall grasses usually shimmered in moonlight like a sea of soft silver waves. Tonight, the meadow looked dull and muted. The fireflies that usually flickered in joy were scattered and dim. A gentle sigh drifted over the grasses. Willow-Wisp knelt beside a pale daisy whose petals drooped. "Are you sad, little flower?" she asked. The daisy nodded, its head hanging low. "No moonbeams came tonight," it whispered. "Without them, we cannot open fully." A pang of worry tickled Willow's heart. She knew well how important the moonbeams were. They brought rest to the night creatures, shimmer to the webs, and the soft silver glow that helped lost insects find their way home. She gathered her courage. "I will find the moonbeams," she declared. "I promise." She climbed the old oak, then hopped onto a branch and leapt into the air. Her wings fluttered strongly as she followed the path of the moon, higher and higher, until she could see the forest spread out beneath her like a quilt of twilight. The moon hung just beyond a ring of dark clouds, pale and thin. Willow-Wisp hovered there, shining her lantern upward. "Moon," she called gently, "why are you so quiet tonight?" The moon's voice came faintly. "The moon orb has cracked. Without its glow, the moon cannot send out her silver threads. I tried to hide it, but the cracks grew long." Willow-Wisp's breath caught. "Cracked? Then I must help mend it." "How?" the moon asked softly. "Only a heart brave enough to touch the darkness can stitch the light back together." Willow-Wisp took a deep breath. "Then I will be brave." She flew toward the moon, the clouds brushing her wings like soft curtains. When she reached the moon orb, she found it nestled in a cloud bed of cotton gray. The orb's surface shimmered with silver cracks that glowed with a pale, timid light. Whispering winds stirred around it, sighing. Willow-Wisp approached and placed her lantern at its base. She traced her finger along a crack and whispered comfortingly, "It's okay to be cracked. Your light is still here." The cracks glowed brighter, then started to fade, but a rumble of fear shook the cloud bed. "What if the light is gone forever?" the moon orb murmured. Willow-Wisp fluttered her wings and smiled. "Light never truly vanishes. Sometimes it hides, waits for someone to call it back." She opened her satchel and pulled out a handful of glow motes, the soft glimmers she collected each evening from fireflies and moonlit petals. She scattered them across the orb. The glow motes melted into the cracks, weaving silver threads of new light. The orb pulsed, then a warm silver wave rippled through the cloud bed and raced across the sky into the forest below. Leaves stirred, Flowers uprighted, spiderwebs sparkled, and the fireflies blinked awake, bright and cheerful once more. The moon shone full and strong. "Thank you, Willow Wisp," the moon said gently. "You have brought the silver ribbons back." Willow Wisp bowed. "We did it together, the moon, the forest, and I." She flew down to the meadow, where the daisy lifted its head, petals glistening with freshness. "Thank you," it said softly. Willow Wisp smiled and reached out with a tiny hand. Even the smallest creatures can mend something that seems too big. That night, she returned to her oak tree hollow, her wings tired but her heart gleaming like a new moonbeam. She hung her lantern, settled into her mossy bed, and whispered to the stars, "Good night, silver sea of skies. Sleep well, gentle forest below." Outside, the wind sighed with contentment, the leaves glowed, and the forest slept wrapped in soft silver light. And if you tread quietly through that enchanted forest at dusk, you may glimpse a single ribbon of moonglow weaving between the trees, left behind by Willow Wisp as a reminder that even the tiniest spark, when offered kindly, can light up the darkest sky. Moral: when something seems broken, a kind heart and a little courage can mend the pieces. Even small creatures can bring back light to the world